Yo, what's up? Welcome back to a new video. Today we'll be flashing back to the first grade. My first grade teacher, Mrs. Teacher, wanted to take my class on a field trip to a zoo. So I started off by taking a bus to a small town, and then from that bus we got on a horse-drawn wagon which is going to take us to the zoo area. So there were a lot of moving pieces in this, but after jumping on from one place to the other, we finally made it to where we needed to be. So the wagon took us to this huge property that had animal, little pins that were scattered all over the place. So it was kind of like a safari kind of zoo in a way, where you just ride around and observe the animals doing their little animal thing. I don't know. So each kid got a little bowl that was full of food pellets so we could feed the animals as we passed by. We weren't going to be able to hand feed the animals because we had tiny little arms at the time. So we would just chuck the food towards the animal in hopes that the animal would be able to eat some if it found it. So as we toured around, we saw your basic kind of farm animals like goats and pigs and things like that. Then we got to the little more wild side of the zoo and ended up seeing a zebra. So we're like, oh, okay, this is happening. All right, this is our experience. I honestly don't know where I was at the time of this. This happened a long time ago, as you can see. So I was very young, barely knew what was going on, except for animals. So but I do remember the very odd experiences that happened. So there's that. Anyway, we were looking at the different animals when we came up on the giraffes. And I was kind of a big fan of giraffes at the time because they're really tall animals, and I was the tallest kid in my class. So you see, we kind of had some little common similarities going for us. So the giraffe was behind this really big tall fence that was had to be at least 10 feet tall, I guess. So it was going to be kind of hard to throw the food over it, but luckily the giraffes would kind of stick their neck out and kind of look down at all the kids and stuff, so they could see oh yeah, what's up with you, bro? What's up? Hey, you doing good? So I put my hand out to touch this giraffe because I'm when am I ever going to get to have this experience again? And the giraffe takes its big purple slimy nasty texture feeling tongue and just licks the whole palm of my hand. And this would have been cute if the giraffe had brushed her teeth that day, because god dang, as my dad would say, your breath is kicking like Bruce Lee. Well, I wasn't gonna judge the giraffe based off of that. I showed up to her home, kind of unexpected, and she wasn't prepared, so I can't judge her harshly based off that. So I'm whatever, I'm just gonna try and take our relationship to the next level, and I want to try and feed you. So I take my little food bowl and I raise it up high to try and get the giraffe to try and just put its little tongue in there. Actually, not little, it's a very long tongue, very long tongue. So I want to try and put its tongue in there and just take a couple scoops out or whatever, and then I would take it back. But little did I know that little Miss Giraffe was a little greedy, hungry girl, and she just tried to take the whole bowl from me. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't say little Miss Giraffe actually turned out to be a little hungry hippo or something like that. That was the obvious choice. I'm at a freaking zoo talking about freaking animals, and I couldn't connect hungry or greedy with hungry hippo. I apologize. Disgusted. And there was no way I was getting bullied by some big, brown, spotted, clumsy, long-necked animal. So I had to stand my ground. I gripped that bowl with two hands, and we started going back and forth in a tug-of-war situation. As we're pulling back and forth, the bowl splits and food just explodes everywhere. So the wagon kept wheeling away, and as I sit back down, disappointed, with a busted bowl in one hand and just a regular smelly hand on the other side, and the most pitiful frown that you have ever seen in your life. Thankfully, the wagon driver took pity on me and said you can use some of my food to feed the animals, even though he was driving the whole time, so he really just could have let me have his bowl. But it's whatever, I'm over it. Yeah, we just continued feeding animals. I was feeling sorry for myself, feeling a little angry at the giraffe. Another little stinky part of the trip, literally, as we were riding the wagon, the horses kept just like pooping everywhere, which they're horses, they poop a lot. But the thing that didn't make sense is the wagon had like a little poop catcher. So I guess there wasn't horse poop littered everywhere, but now it's just horse poop sitting in my face, just like burning my eyebrows, my nose hairs, pretty much every hair follicle on my body off. So that was fun. Thus ending my zoo trip. So I hope you guys enjoyed. That was, I don't know, it's weird trying to remember things that happened so far back, but it makes it kind of funny with that little comedic aspect I put onto it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do have any kind of comments or adjustments you want me to make, put them down in the comments below. I'd love to read it, your opinion and everything. And I hope if you really enjoyed it, you'll like it and hit the subscribe button so that way you'll know when I'm uploading next. But yeah, that's gonna be everything. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next week. We might have an extra upload or two. I don't know. We'll see. But I hope you have a nice evening, morning, or night. Whatever it is, enjoy it. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. Miss Giraffe, if you're watching, I want you to know I've been ready for round 2. You and me. Anytime. Anywhere. But don't bring that funky breath with you.